Hi, everyone. It's Elizabeth Williams Riley of D.A.S.H Consulting. I am so excited to be with you once again, and it's Tell the Truth Tuesday. And today's truth is you cannot train away bigotry. There is no amount of training or workshops or any type of corporate professional development that will do that. And I know that I am in that space of looking at how do we create spaces and workplaces where people can discuss difference, and difference is not a liability but it's an asset. And right now, there's a big attack on this idea of what diversity, equity, and inclusion can do for a workplace and whether or not it should be there. We have not arrived, folks. We are not at a point where we can decide that there is not enough space for everyone and that we need to give up on our efforts to make sure that we include and provide workspaces where people of all races, ethnicities, and other identities can feel they have all the necessary resources and tools to thrive and succeed. We cannot ignore that we bring so many different lived and learned experiences into a workspace that shapes our leadership styles and the way that we engage and interact with folks. We cannot ignore that. We have to pay attention to that, but we don't have to guilt people into doing the work. We don't have to police people in doing the work, but people need to have a genuine and authentic commitment, and it requires individual work. This is not a forced choice experience. People have to come to the table with a willingness to do things differently and not just an obligation. There has to be a willingness to accept people where they are and a willingness to ultimately transform and reimagine and think differently, particularly when you have had messages and lessons that you learn no longer serve you. We have to be really aware of how bias and bigotry influences and shapes our ability to engage with people who are different, and also how we see ourselves and others. So, if we're going to really get this right, it's not about eliminating the ideals of diversity, equity, inclusion, but it's operationalizing them very differently. It's having an opportunity to create and maintain and sustain the spaces in your workplaces that allow people to discuss difference, that allow people to value and respect difference, and ultimately use the differences that come into the space as an opportunity to expand and grow your businesses. We have to look at diversity, equity, inclusion as an asset to a company and not a liability. It's Tell the Truth Tuesday, and that's the truth.